Leon, hello. Hey guys, it's Josh. So I just wanted to make a quick video before me and CJ get back together. There's been a lot of talk about Spider-Man lately. Because Sony got hacked. At least Sony Pictures got hacked, which it sucks for Sony. I remember I have a PS3. I remember when Sony got hacked. With the PlayStation and everything, like that department, and it was a really big hassle, like changing your credit card / debit card information and all that stuff. So I can only assume, for like their film studio, how much bigger it is, because Hollywood's all about drama. Now, Spider-Man, I'm not going to talk too much about the leaks. I'm not going to talk about the reported email that claimed Andrew Garfield is now fired as like effective last October / November or something like that, because he didn't go to like some dinner and I guess it was like very disrespectful or whatever, because the CEO of Sony Japan was going to be there, something like that. Anyways, I'm going to talk about, because it all looks like Marvel's going to get the rights back to Spider-Man. Either Sony's going to be pressured by the bad publicity to just give it back to Marvel, which is obviously their best option, to the public, because most people want Marvel to get the rights back. Also, Marvel seems to have the right idea in mind by focusing on Spider-Man and not making it a love story after love story after love story, because you can only do that so much, which Marvel seemingly has acknowledged, because they've done that for the past 5 Spider-Man movies that have been made. Now, for me though, the biggest question is not about the movie, because definitely Spider-Man is a big enough character for a movie, but for me the appropriate question is, should he get a movie or should he get like a Netflix TV series? The reason I say that is because a lot of characters, in my opinion, there's 2 types of characters in comic book media. There's episodic characters and there's big characters. Now, big I don't mean by like size of the character or strength, I mean like the story. Some characters only work, like Superman's a good example of this. He really only works in big stories, and by that I mean you can't have an everyday story with the character, because he's so powerful. There isn't an everyday threat, everyday opponent he can just fight every single day, which is what Smallville struggled with, because they just had Freak of the Week episodes, and it just really seemed like they were just pulling, versus shows like Arrow, for example, where it's much more easier to do episodic stuff, because he's a normal person, so you could do a lot of not personal struggles, but you could do a lot more thugs, and every once in a while that occasional big threat. And Spider-Man is the same way. Spider-Man, I feel, is a much more episodic character, and it's not just because on tiers of power level he's more on the street level, but it's because the character himself, at least most comics, the movies, TV shows, whatever adapt are from when he was in high school. Like, there's tons of news stories now, which is him after high school. There's ones of him in college, which actually a lot of them are that people get confused of him being in high school. Like, a lot of people think Gwen Stacy's death was when he was in high school. That's not the case. A lot of people think he met Gwen Stacy in high school. That's not the case. He met Gwen Stacy in college. But moving on, yeah, there's a lot of stuff Peter Parker did post-college, post-high school, but most of the stuff people focus on are his high school days and early college days. With that being said, that's why a lot of his stories really play out better episodically. That's why a lot of the Spider-Man TV shows, just like the Batman TV shows, get a lot of good reception, because a lot of the character growth is through the episodic journeys he takes versus just one big battle, one big event that the character goes through. Really all characters progress better development wise on a TV show for that reason, because you have more time with the episodes and whatnot. Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a good example. We've had more time with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, technically, than we've had with characters like Iron Man, Thor, Hulk. So, basically what I'm getting at here is, I think if Marvel does get the rights back, if they were to cameo him in a movie, I think that'd be fine. Don't make him the main attention, but do what you did with Daredevil. Give him a Netflix show. Or even better, give him an ABC show. Now, the reason I say that is not because I don't think Spider-Man, like I said before, is a small character by any means. I've said in the beginning of this video, he can hold his own on a movie. He's obviously look at the revenue he's generated just from the movies, not counting comics, cartoons, toys. He's definitely big enough. But I think if you really want to give the character the best treatment possible, a Netflix TV-like show is the best option. Just because that's how you're gonna be able to best play off, the teen angst. And by teen angst, I don't mean, hormonal imbalances, but I mean like, you know, struggling between your secret identity, especially when it's a teenager in high school, you know, also, you know, with being a superhero. Like, I just think that's the best, you know, case scenario. They already said they're not going to do an origin story when they start, you know, whatever movie, TV show they're going to do. He's going to have been Spider-Man already. And I think Spectacular Spider-Man's a great reference for them to go off of. Mostly because that show started off with Spider-Man after his first summer being Spider-Man. So, you know, he has some experience, you know, enough experience, you know, to be Spider-Man, so to speak. But at the same time, he's still learning. And I think that's the best route to go with. So that's all I really have to say. I definitely think Marvel probably would do the Netflix TV show route if they got the rights back to Spider-Man. They'd probably do it like Q3, Q4 2016. Mostly because they already have their film slate ready to go. And most of their films are pretty interconnected at this point, especially leading up to the Infinity Gauntlet. And I just feel like if they were to inject a Spider-Man movie in there, it might detract from that. Especially because in Civil War, he was just going to be more so of a cameo than anything else. He wasn't going to be the central point of the story, mostly because secret identities aren't a big deal in the MCU. So anyways, comment below your guys' thoughts. Do you think I have a good, not argument, but do you think I make some good points? Do you think I don't make some good points? What is your opinion on the matter? And also, if you want to, comment below about your feeling of casting. I'm not a big guy on casting stuff. I've never been really good at casting roles, personally. I don't think I am, at least. And, you know, Andrew Garfield did a great job, but it only makes sense they cast a new actor to play the role. So, you know, cast who you think would be the main actor, and also, who do you think is going to be love interest? Do you think they're going to go Betty Brant, Daily Bugle, Liz Allen, which would be a nice twist? Do you think they're going to go back to Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane? Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys later.